in today's event. Now please welcome my fellow engineering scholar, Anika Perry, to the podium.
Good morning. Christine Madon is currently the Chief Operating Officer for the Architect of the Capitol. She is responsible for the overall direction, operation, and management of the Office of Architect of the Capitol, including implementing AOC's goal and mission, providing overall organization, management to improve performance, and assisting in promoting reform and measure results. The AOC is the building and steward of the U.S. Capitol building, servicing the U.S. Congress and the U.S. Supreme Court, and creating a home for American democracy. The AOC traces its beginning to 1791. Today, the AOC is comprised of 2,600 employees who serve Congress and Supreme Court in a variety of occupations. Ms. Madon began her federal career in 1981 as a cooperative engineer student for the U.S. Navy. After earning her Bachelor's of Science degree from the University of Maryland in 1987, she continued her career with the Navy as a project engineer and project manager. In 1998, she received a Master of Science degree in civil engineering. In 1990, she joined the White House Military Office as a project manager responsible for managing classified designs and construction projects at the White House, Camp David, and other presidential support facilities. In 1998 to 2010, Ms. Madon worked in a private industry, starting as a project manager and ascending to the role of Senior Vice President of Program and Construction Management. Her responsibilities included operation of business, development for programs and construction, and this occurred in Washington, D.C., Chicago, Illinois, and Los Angeles, California. She has been responsible for the successful program and construction management of more than $11 billion in major construction projects, and projects including Washington National Major League Baseball Stadium, O'Hare Airport Modernization Program, Los Angeles Unified School District, Martin Luther King Jr. National Memorial, Smithsonian Institution's National Museum for African American History, and Abraham Lincoln and Thomas Jefferson Memorial renovations. Throughout her career, Ms. Madon has won many outstanding performance awards, as well as excellent awards for construction projects. She is a registered professional engineer in the Commonwealth of Virginia. It is my distinguished honor to introduce to you this morning's keynote speaker, Christine Madon.
Good morning. Thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you to Dr. Jackson for inviting me. I took a little time to talk to some of you. I am so impressed with the Phelps students, and my hand is a little bit tired because you guys do a great job with the firm handshakes. So thank you very much. I know that's part of your employable class, I understand? You guys are definitely employable. So anyway, thank you. I want to do a couple shout outs to the Architect of the Capitol. My Pete, say hello. Also to the University of Maryland, my alumni. It's a great school. It's a great school. One project that was not mentioned was this school. When I worked for McKissick & McKissick, I was actually part of the construction management team for the Phelps High School. And it's great to see it being used and the wonderful students coming out of the Phelps. So let me tell you a little bit about me, where I come from. So over 30 years ago, I know that sounds really old, I sat in a room very much like this, listening to a speaker who had great things that they had done. And I wondered to myself, how could I do something like that? They've accomplished so much. So as a teenager, I was a little bit uncertain about my future. I really didn't have the confidence to kind of step up. My parents actually did not have the funds to send me to college. And, my mom was a single mom, and I spent a lot of time taking care of my little brother, who would always tell on me when I ever had people over. Does anybody have that problem? That's what I thought. I still have not forgiven him for much of the stuff that he's done. But in truth, it is possible to realize your dreams. I'm an example of that. I'm a registered professional engineer. I worked at the White House, worked at Camp David, worked on many DC public schools. I think overall a total of about 48 DC public schools. I had the great honor to work on the Martin Luther King Memorial, the National Museum, which is under construction for African American history in my previous job. And now I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Architect of the Capitol. So my team at the Architect of the Capitol, we have a couple of projects going on. Have any of you heard of the Dome Restoration Project, seen it on TV? Yes, it's on TV 24/7 around the world. It's a high-profile project, no pressure there, but I have a great team. So how do you get motivated to do that? There's an advertising exec, a TV personality called Donnie Deutsch, and his words spoke to me. And he said, when you're going after something, you want to ask yourself, why not me? Why not me? And, you know, it's not that you're the coolest, because I'm definitely not the coolest. My daughter will tell you that. And I'm definitely not the smartest or the richest. But it's asking yourself when you're approaching a job or something you want to accomplish, why not me, and to go for it. So today I'm going to tell you 3 things that I wish that somebody had told me that I kind of learned on the way, kind of hard knocks. The first thing is to learn from your success. You know, sometimes people say that you learn from your failure. But to learn from your success and to keep having successes is kind of like exercising. You get stronger and stronger at having success. So it's important to do so. It's important to show up. The students in the middle school, you guys just showed up today, and you're coming to the school as an open invitation from Dr. Jackson by just showing up here, that you get a waiver on the interview. Sometimes that happens. Amazing things happen when you just show up. And when you show up repeatedly, you can become the boss. How many people want to be the boss or be in charge? Those positions and the leadership positions are given to people that you trust. And you gain trust by people by showing up, being on time, and always being available to them. Because people can rely that you'll get it done. So that's one of the secrets as far as being a great leader, is sometimes just showing up and showing up on time. So many of you participated in Engineering Shadow Day. We had volunteers from the Architect of the Capitol, and you learned firsthand what success looks like. They demonstrated what success looks like. So you had an opportunity to see, and success breeds success. So focusing on your classwork, putting hard work in now will lead to success. And then you'll ask yourself as you go for something, why not me? The second thing is to build value. There are many ways to be an engineer. I was the only female engineer in my engineering class, and I was the first female to be Chief Operating Officer since 1793. That's a very long time not to have somebody there. So, you know, I'm sure I show up and function and work with people a little different than my male colleagues do. And I know I broke through the glass ceiling or the glass dome, and things are changing. So last week, I was at the engineering school. When I went to school there 30 years ago, I'd have friends come over, and they say, Christine, it looks like a men's locker room in there. It's only guys. And, you know, I was like, you're right. And when I went to the engineering school last week, we had a meeting there, I actually had to stand in line for the women's bathroom. So that to me, that's actually progress, because there are more women going to engineering school, far more women than when I was there. So there's opportunity there. So engineers build value. You make a difference in the world. You know, as mentioned by Anika, I work for presidents, members of Congress, Major League Baseball executives. But the most important thing to me has been building schools. Because building schools, you build opportunity, and you build students, and you create engineers and teachers and scientists, just like you have here today. So in my free time, I'm a nerd coach. Anybody got any nerds here? I know I'm a nerd. I'm proud to be a nerd. I also actually coach my daughter's team. It's a STEM program called Odyssey of the Mind. And I'm also past president of the Architecture, Construction, Engineering Mentor Board. So we mentor students, 200 students around this area. So building value, giving back. I was one of the first kids in my family to go to college, and by me going to college, I lifted everybody else up because I set an example. So that's how I build value. Finally, just like what's on the back of your shirt, to be future ready. I love those shirts. The meaning, choosing paths that are hard. If things come too easy, they're not going to last very long. We host the students here at the Capitol campus, and you learn about what we do. And sometimes, you may not like the technical, you might like the math, but you might like the hands-on. How many like hands-on better than me too? Me too. So pursue those opportunities. Pursue those, opportunities to do things with your hand if that's what you like. I like technology, and we're using a lot of technology on the dome. That dome, the cast iron dome that you see, is 9 million pounds. And we have over 1 million pounds of scaffolding on the dome. So it was built 150 years ago, and they were using technology at that time, advanced technology. So to fix the dome, we're using technology. So if you go on the dome, we have pieces that we have to fix. We're using iPads and iPhones and GPS systems to monitor how the dome is restored. It's a fabulous project. So that's an opportunity to say, how can I do better? And ask yourself, why not me? How can I do things that are great? So this morning, I've been honest with you. I've told you my story. You've heard my resume. It wasn't easy. There are times that I did fail a class. There are times that I did fail a test. But I kept on going. It's messy. When you have friends or that may give you wrong advice, or, my parents didn't go to college, so they didn't know how to advise me on how to go into college. So it's a little messy out there. But stick with it. Always ask yourself, why not me? Because I had to ask myself that over and over when I applied for the position, because I knew there were people more qualified than me. But I kept on asking, why not me? And that gave me the confidence to do what I did. So I wish you wonderful luck in your future. I am confident that all of you will do very well. I'm very proud of you, very proud to be associated with the school. And thank you once again for inviting me to speak.